Pakistan was stunned when a suicide bomber killed 3 Chinese nationals and also a Pakistani driver of a minibus, in which the Chinese nationals were travelling at the entrance of the China-sponsored Confucius Institute at the Karachi University. There are many startling aspects of this incident. The burqa-clad suicide bomber Shari Baloch, who blew herself up, was a 31-year-old woman. She was a postgraduate in zoology. She had reportedly become a member of the Balochistan Liberation Army from her student days. Interestingly, she had no criminal record. She taught science to school students and she was a mother of 2 young children. And her husband posted this picture of their family after the suicide bombing. This is the first time that the BLA has deployed a woman on a suicide mission against the Chinese presence in Balochistan. China is generally seen as the most reliable friend and an economic godfather of the Pakistani people, rather than as the enemy by most Pakistanis. So the question, of course, is, why were these Chinese nationals targeted? To understand this, one needs to understand the crisis that is unfolding in Balochistan. For decades, there's been a long-running insurgency in the largest of the Pakistani province. Many Baloch leaders claim that this is their war of independence to secede from Pakistan. Things have gotten worse since the 2006 killing of the Baloch tribal leader Akbar Bukti on the orders of the military general turned president Pervez Musharraf. For decades, the Pakistani authorities have picked up Baloch activists who have subsequently disappeared. It is believed that they were tortured and killed by the Pakistani army. In this latest incident, the suicide bomber was waiting for the minibus that was ferrying the 3 Chinese nationals, Huang Jiuping, the director of the Confucius Institute, and 2 other Chinese staff members, Ding Mufang and Chen Sai. As the minibus slowed down to enter into the premises, Shari Baloch detonated the bomb she had on her person. The driver of the van, a Pakistani national called Khalid, was also killed. Immediately after the blast, the Balochistan Liberation Army claimed responsibility for the attack, describing Shari Baloch as a member of their Majid brigade and as someone who had volunteered for the suicide mission about 2 years ago. Women suicide bombers are very rare. Pakistani officials have recorded only about 4 other such instances. Balochistan happens to be Pakistan's largest but its poorest province. It is rich in natural resources, but the Baloch people feel exploited by the Chinese acting in collusion with the non-Baloch establishment of Islamabad. They feel that their natural wealth is being stolen. The $62 billion China-Pakistan economic corridor is seen as the principal vehicle of economic exploitation, and China as the mainstay of Pakistani occupation. This has brought the Chinese nationals working in Pakistan in the direct crosswires of the Baloch Liberation Army. The Confucius Institute is seen as a symbol of China's cultural and political hegemony. The Baloch Liberation Army has been involved in a spate of attacks targeting the Chinese interests in Pakistan. For instance, in 2018, 3 BLA suicide attackers had stormed inside the Chinese consulate in Karachi, killing 2 policemen and wounding a security guard. In 2019, 3 BLA gunmen attacked a 5-star hotel in GWADAR and killed 1 security guard. In 2024, BLA attackers armed with guns and grenades stormed the Karachi Stock Exchange and killed 2 guards and a policeman. In February 2022, the BLA claimed to have killed more than 100 Pakistani soldiers in Balochistan's PANJGUR and NOSHKI districts. The 2022 attack occurred when the former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan was in Beijing to reassure the Chinese people that their investments and the Chinese nationals working in Pakistan were safe. But it is not just the Baloch Liberation Army, because in July 2021, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, an affiliate of the Afghan Taliban, was responsible for the killing of the 9 Chinese workers near the Dasu Dam. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor connects KARACHI in the Xinjiang province to the GWADAR port in Balochistan. China's oppression of the Uyghur minority Muslims hasn't won China any friends inside of Pakistan, even if the government in Islamabad has maintained an uneasy silence on the oppression of the Uyghur minority Muslims in order to protect its relationship with Beijing. What has made matters worse is the resentment expressed by the local people at the GWADAR port, a virtual Chinese port city. Tens of thousands of locals rallied against the Chinese presence in GWADAR in December last year. The locals have accused the Chinese fishing trawlers operating in the Baloch waters as stealing their livelihoods. Thoughtful voices in Pakistan now openly say that their country has been reduced to an economic colony of Beijing. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, once hyped as an economic game changer, has now become a death trap for Pakistan and a political lightning rod for those who want Baloch liberation.